Hey guys, it is your star Aniyah, and today we are going to be talking about volleyball tryout tips. So let's get right into it.
I never had thoughts that control me until something bad.
Alright, so a couple days ago I put on my community poll whether you guys would like this type of video, and you guys voted yes, so we're going to do that today. A little bit about myself is that I've been playing sports and volleyball since about 5th, 6th grade, so I know my way around tryouts. Alright, so we're going to get into section 1, which is before tryouts. Alright, so my first tip is to practice before tryouts. You should know your basics, which is setting, passing, serving, and hitting. I'm not saying you have to be a pro at it, but you need to know what they are and know how to perform them a little bit. And what I mean by practice before tryouts is literally either by yourself or with a friend. You could literally pepper with yourself by passing to yourself or setting to yourself. And then if you go against a wall to just serve at it, you can practice your toss and your contact with the ball. So it really helps. These help you get into the motion of volleyball basics, and they really do level up your skill. Now my second tip is to watch film. What I mean by that is watch your school's volleyball games and see how they performed, and then you can also watch professional volleyball. Type in your school's name into your YouTube plus volleyball games, and they should have volleyball games, and then you can watch it and just kind of analyze what you're seeing and stuff. These help you understand what each position does and how they rotate and stuff. Now my third tip is be well rested and eat before tryouts. You should have 8+ hours of sleep, guys. Honestly, you should. This just helps your performance way better than when you're running off of 6 or even lower than that hours of sleep. And you should have a protein-induced meal. Don't eat a bunch of food right before tryouts because you could literally throw that up. Just eat 1 to 2 hours before your tryouts and have a nice healthy protein meal that can keep your energy going. Now my fourth and final tip before tryouts is have appropriate attire. If you don't know what to wear during volleyball tryouts, well, listen up because I'm going to tell you right now. You should be wearing a breathable top, spandex shorts or leggings, and a good pair of sneakers. You don't need a $300 pair of shoes. You could literally just pull up in your tennis shoes. It's just better than like Converse or anything like that. You want a nice athletic pair of shoes. And then also make sure you wear knee pads. No, it doesn't matter what color you wear. I've been having black knee pads since 6th grade. But I am treating myself to white knee pads this year. And then also don't forget a water bottle. For some reason, I literally always forget a water bottle and I always regret it. Make sure you guys bring a water bottle. Alright, now moving on to our next session is at tryouts.
Boyfriend, I'm nervous.
Now my first tip at tryouts is to hustle, hustle, hustle. The coaches really do notice and appreciate you if you hustle. They'd much rather put a hustler and someone that really shows that they want to be there on the team than someone who's lazy. Alright, and my second tip is to be confident. If you make a mistake, shake it off and focus on the next play. Your mindset should be next ball, next ball, next ball. Which means if you mess up, you're focusing on the next ball. Don't let your mind make you feel like you're the worst player and let that influence how you play on the court. Again, coaches notice if you make a mistake and how you react to it. So if you're visibly upset and have an attitude after you made a couple mistakes, they're going to cut you off of their list. But if you make a mistake and instead of having an attitude, you say, sorry guys, I got the next point, they'll just notice that and they definitely are thinking about you. Alright, and my third tip is to talk to the coaches. Ask for help and learn from that advice they give you. Introduce yourself. If you introduce yourself, coaches are going to be looking at you. Coaches are more likely going to be paying attention to you. If you make a mistake and you're not really sure how to improve from that, ask the coaches for help. Ask them advice for it. Don't ask them in the middle of a drill. Ask them before, after, or during a water break. Also, talk to players. Introduce yourself to them because they might be on your team. And ask skilled returners for advice. If you know there's a really good hitter, ask her for advice on how you can hit like that too. Because I promise you, they're going to be more than happy to give you advice. Alright, now my fifth tip is to be loud. Call the ball, be vocal, and cheer on your other teammates. We really don't have time to be quiet on the court because it can influence so many bad mistakes. Like if you're going for the ball but you didn't call it and someone else comes in, then you guys are just going to clash or both of you guys are going to back out and the ball drops. That's the last thing you want. So call the ball, call mine, get them off, get that ball. So really make sure you're calling for that ball, even if you feel like you're the only one doing it. I promise you coaches are looking for that. Now my sixth tip is do not compare yourself. If you feel like players are doing better than you, then try to do your personal best. It's not fair to compare yourself to someone who's been doing volleyball since they're in the 2nd grade compared to if you were just trying out. Everybody has their own personal best. Do yours. And don't let that influence you on how you perform on the court. So just focus on doing as best as you can and it'll help your performance. Now my 7th tip is don't have bad sportsmanship. If someone messes up, cheer them on instead of looking annoyed. If you guys are doing a drill together and someone shanks their ball, don't look annoyed or have an attitude with them. Cheer them on instead, because coaches will notice that, and nobody wants anybody on the team that's going to make them feel bad about themselves. Just like you don't want anyone to make you feel bad if you made a mistake, do the same for others. Now this one's important. Put any beef from players off the court. When you're in that gym, you don't have beef with anybody. Don't try to start fights or have attitude with them. I would say try your best to ignore them and focus on volleyball. Do whatever you want out the gym, but inside the gym, your focus should be only volleyball. Alright, and that's it at tryouts. Now it's for after tryouts. After tryouts, you should be thinking about your good and your bad moments. Think about what you could have done better and improve on it. If you know at tryouts your serves kept hitting the net, then go home and practice serves. Look up videos on how to improve on it. But also, don't dwell on your bad moments. Don't try to convince yourself you're going to get cut just because you messed up a couple times. And if you have another day of tryouts, come back with a better attitude. Now my second tip is aftercare. Drink lots of water and stretch. Also, if you're sore, you should ice and roll the areas you are sore. Also, if you have another day of tryouts, please guys, shower and put on deodorant. And then of course, rest and get plenty of sleep for your next day of tryouts. Now let's say you made the team. Now my first tip, if you made the team, congratulations, but don't slack. Don't let the fact that you made the team convince you that you don't need to hustle anymore. Hustle doesn't stop once you make the team, because now that you made the team, you're fighting for your spot as a starter. Also, don't be cocky that you made the team. You shouldn't go bragging to people that you know that got cut or wanted to try out. Just keep yourself humble. Also, make sure you're continuing to practice at home. And my second tip is to continue using these tips at practice. So still remember to be confident, be loud, don't compare yourself, and all that stuff. Now my fourth section is if you got cut. If you got cut, don't be discouraged. Continue to practice on your own and improve on skills for next year's tryout. Alright, and my second tip is to ask coaches what you can improve on. Let's say the coaches said you're weak at passing or serving. Use that information to practice it on your own. Research ways to get better at it and use those tips for next year's tryouts. Okay guys, that's it for my video. I hope these tips helped you, and please let me know how your guys' tryouts went. My tryouts are in about 2 weeks, so let me know if you guys want an update on that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you guys next video. Ciao!
I never had thoughts that controlled me until something bad left me so lonely.